Alright, so class, today we're going to go over a few ways that we can manipulate or create with clay. So the first thing we're going to do is create a coil. So this is a coil. It looks kind of like a straw or a snake. So to make a coil, you're going to start out with your piece of clay. You might break it into a smaller piece. You'll start by just rubbing it between your hands and applying pressure. So squish, 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 squish. Once you get kind of a longer shape, you're going to do the same thing on the table. So you're going to apply that pressure and squish it on the table while you're rolling it. And that's going to make that round shape. So you don't want to press too hard or your coil won't be even. So you're going to press just lightly using your fingers and spreading them out. So you're going to work side to side. So that's how you're going to create your coil. The next thing we're going to use to make is a slab. So this is a slab. A slab is kind of like a flat piece that you can use to build or create on top of. So to make a slab, again, you're going to start with your piece of clay. You're going to squish it in your hands to get it started. Then you might put it on your table and press, press, press to make that flat piece. So it might not be very even. So you could use your tools to flatten that surface or smooth it out. Or you can use your hand. That's up to you. With the slab, we can also cut the slab into a shape we like. So you might trim those edges. So once we have our slab, there's some different things we can do with it. We can either start and draw on it, and that's called a direct drawing. So we can use a tool and draw on our clay. I'm going to draw a little sun just by pressing into my clay with a tool. You can also create designs in your clay by making imprints. You can use texture plates, or you can even use the edge of your fork. And that's called an impression. And we make an impression by pressing objects into it. So I can use that fork to create those impressions. I could also choose to use an impression tool like this hammer to make shapes, and we're pressing that into our clay to make shapes. Another option we might choose are these texturing tools. So what we'll do is we'll take those and you'll push it into your clay to make those imprints. So mistake making in ceramics looks a little bit different with clay than it might look on paper. So if you don't like something that you did, you can rub it smooth out with your finger, or you can do the same thing with a flat edge of a tool. And then you're kind of start back at the beginning. Also, you can just squish it, squish, 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 and start again. So those are ways we might handle mistake making with clay. So another strategy we might use to build with clay is attaching pieces of clay to other pieces of clay. So if I wanted to attach my coil to my slab, what we're going to do is first we need to score. So that means that we got to rough up the surface of our clay so it sticks together. And we can use a toothbrush. So I'm going to scuff, scuff, scuff up my clay to score it. I'll also scuff up the piece I want to attach it to. So I'm going to scuff up and score both of my pieces. To attach it, we're actually going to use a little bit of water. So here I have a little dish of water. And this water is going to act like glue. So I'm going to dip my finger in the water and rub it on the place that I want to attach. So I'll squish, squish, squish. Once I have that, I'm going to smooth the pieces together to make sure that they stay. So I'll smooth those together. And then those pieces will become one. So we can attach coils, or you might attach other slabs, and we'll do that same thing. So we're going to score both sides, so where we want it to go and the piece. Then we'll use the water like glue to attach it. Step 3 is we'll smooth it and blend it together. Ta-da!